Hello, thanks for joining me for this week's mindset video. We're getting so close to the end of the course. I wanted to do a progress check-in with you. This is the final progress check-in before I'll be congratulating you on finishing the course. So you've done so many things so far. Your child has worked on learning their name and the letters in their name. They've learned most of the alphabet and the letters and the sounds of the letters. They've practiced asking for help and describing the specific kind of help they need. You've practiced the months of the year and the names of coins and how to measure things and how to make comparisons, use complex sentence structure. So many objectives that you've covered so far. Congratulations for that. In our time left before the end of the course, we're going to continue to work on foundational skills, the very important fine motor skills and social emotional skills that your child will be using every day in kindergarten. Of course, finish out learning the alphabet, and also have an opportunity to work on some more of those advanced for preschoolers anyway, math skills, like practicing the months of the year and money and measurements and learning, different time words and things like that. So we give you an opportunity to work on those objectives if your child has already learned the foundational ones. So once again, if you're having trouble keeping up with all the objectives, or you feel like your child is just either really not interested, not ready for some of these math objectives, feel free to continue to work on the more foundational ones. If you want to stick with number recognition and counting, those are the more important skills at this point, and just continue to incorporate that math vocabulary of making comparisons and more than, less than, things like that. So if you want to continue to work on those objectives, that is completely fine. We just give you an opportunity to move on to some other things and to begin getting them familiar with some of these other concepts of time and money and things like that. If you have really gotten the hang of the counting and you want to move on to something else, and maybe your child's getting a little bit bored with those. So either way you do it is completely fine. There's no need to stick absolutely to the T by what we say you should be doing at the moment. In case you are struggling to cover everything and all the objectives, it is more important at this point as we get closer to kindergarten. Some things are more important than others. And again, helping the more academic subjects, they will cover in kindergarten. So if your child doesn't go to kindergarten knowing all of the letters and letter sounds and knowing, all the months of the year, that's okay. That will be covered later. So if you have to prioritize what you're going to focus on, it is probably more important to focus on those social emotional objectives, the fine motor skills, maybe the cognitive skills, certainly the language skills, those things that are really going to help your child get through their school days successfully. In that way, they can then acquire those academic skills in kindergarten because they're not being frustrated by having to deal with things like getting their coat off and on and, interacting with their peers. So if your days are quite busy, and again, you're having trouble incorporating all of these things, look for ways to combine this. So this could be as simple as having your child help you in the kitchen, which is a great way. It incorporates a lot of fine motor skills, or maybe help you in the garden, something like that. So your child is working on a tremendous amount of both fine and gross motor skills at the same time when they're helping you. And talk to them while you're doing it. So that's language skills. And maybe if you're talking about what you're doing and counting out different seeds to plant, or maybe measuring things, then that's also math. Or you could be chatting with them about one of the social emotional objectives, and you could work that in as well. So right there in that activity and just with the interaction with your child, you have multiple objectives being achieved there. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact ones we have planned for this week. If you just look for those opportunities, your child is going to thrive because you're working on so many different things right there at the same time together. And it's a great opportunity to just have fun and bond with your child. So that's a great way. Again, if you do that with your child, that completely counts as school. So again, don't feel like you have to absolutely stick with the objectives we have listed for this week. Just look for those ways to for those really powerful activities that combine different subject matter, different objectives in the same activity. And that will help you to feel like, yes, you are doing academic things with your child. You are, preparing them for kindergarten. You have checked that off the list for today. And that's a fantastic way in a very busy world in your busy life to accomplish these things. So I hope you have fun this week, and we'll see you back next week. Getting very, very close to the end now of the course. Congratulations. We'll see you next time.